Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 43. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report that once again has plenty of news, plenty of updates. We're going to have a closer look exactly what's happening on the Trillant platform. Not much news is coming out of there, but there's some maintenance coming up. Then we're also going to have a look at yield notes, what is actually the news since last time around, how much can you actually see on the platform itself. And then we have all our individual robots. We have a couple of videos from Expert Forex and Alex to go through. So there is plenty again in this 20-25 minute long news report, and I hope you're going to enjoy it and basically have a look at all the different things that we are currently involved in, and hopefully also you can get yourself in there if you find something of interest. Now, if we have a closer look here at the yield notes platform, so when you log into it, it is very limited at the moment on what you can actually see, what you can touch. On the dashboard itself, you will find here that the yield notes NFT has been claimed from my side here. I've done that already very early on. It is in my Ledger wallet here, safe and secure for now. Basically waiting for yield notes to come back and give us a bit of an update exactly what is going to happen. Hopefully we will have an update sometime in November, December, and then hopefully we will be back to some kind of normality when we are getting to the first quarter of 2024. So obviously there's still a long way to go. So in the meantime, what we are suggesting here is going have a look at your yield notes setup here. Make sure your security settings are set up with the Authenticator app. That is definitely very much recommended. You can go at the bottom here and have a look. You can deactivate the two-factor authentication for important actions only, less secure, or for both login and important actions, which is the most secure one. Definitely something that we would recommend. So while you are waiting. Also on the settings side, you can have a look at the notification settings. Right now, not much is actually coming out of there. Also, basically update your password. Make sure you normally do that at least once every month. And that's pretty much what we have so far around on the yield note system. Things are very quiet. Not a single email from Steve, the CEO here. So we have to wait and see what's going to happen in the future. Now, obviously, we have mentioned the key highlights from yield notes before, and we'll continue to do so, but not all of them in this particular news report. Basically, the deadline to claim your NFTs has been extended to the end of the year. That is what we want to highlight for you here, and then you can go also and claim on the website itself, where you can see the https yieldnotes.com NFT. There is a lot more information there, so go and have a closer look at it. We have basically mentioned this many times before. So if you want more information, either click here or look at the previous news reports. Now we have also come to an end with iHostMN, as we have mentioned recently here. We still have our coins in SAP, BIREC and PNY. And what we mentioned last time is also try to basically set up the staking for our wallets instead of the shared masternoding in here that we had running. It's still not up again at iHostMN. So, and last time we mentioned here that when you go and have a look at the individual currency pairs, it will basically tell you then that your deposits are currently disabled. So obviously something that we can't really make any change on. But obviously, we mentioned last week that this is the wallet for the SAP account in here. And again, there's basically nothing happened in the past week, which is very strange, very disappointing. We didn't really stop the wallet or anything else. We could see that things were coming in on a day-to-day basis. So every 2 days, roughly, some from the 16, 18, and 20s. Since then, nothing has actually come in. Everything still seems to be working A-OK, but it has stopped, and then we went in, had a look at the wallet itself, and we can see there was a new wallet that actually came out. If you look at the bottom left hand corner here, we can actually see that this is now version 1.521. So again, have a look at that if you have similar issues as we have where staking has stopped. then that could be one of the issues. We had 1.52, so apparently only a small upgrade, but it might have solved the situation. We will have to see in a couple of days' time. Similar on the PNY, last time it looked like we were going to get some credits in here, but another week has gone by and still nothing has worked. Obviously, we know from previous experience that staking doesn't always work that stable, similar or definitely not the same way as I host MN with the shared masternoding, and that's also why we always kept it here. But obviously we will continue to try. Everything should be working, everything is in green, so it's just a matter of a bit more patience until we figure out exactly what is wrong here. Now if we go and have a closer look at Bitcoin versus USDT, then last week when we actually left Bitcoin, it was once again very close to the $30,000 mark, so around 29,600, and basically since then we have seen here that things have been moving very quickly. So it did earlier in the week a big jump up, and basically a new all-time high for a long time is $35,265 US. Since then it has been trading sideways, had a bit of a trend going downwards at the end here of the week, and just as we entering Saturday, you can see it has another big jump here at the end, and at the moment it's trading around the 34,311 mark, and obviously it's not standing still, so changes will be happening minute by minute. But it looks like at the moment it's keeping within the new range of 33,500 up to 35,000 as a rough estimate right now. BNB versus USD, that one has also moved forward, not in the complete same manner, but very similar. We left it last time about $214. Since then it went also up to an all-time high here, so at least for this year $238. So we are back up where things are looking better, but then it has again slid slowly but surely downwards, traded a bit sideways here, and at the moment we're at $226.8. So again, trading very similar, very sideways as Bitcoin and some of the other currencies we're looking at here today. Now if we go to the Trillant news, then there's not much news as I mentioned in the beginning. However, there is some things that is very important to understand. So the Trillant back office optimization has been highly successful with this new add-on, is basically what they are writing in the latest update and news. The Trillant external payouts was going exceptionally well, and they got some positive replies and feedback from the community itself. And then at the beginning of the week there was a short-term delay of a few hours, again because of some of the payouts basically was double booking. So the system had detected that very early on and temporarily stopped all future payments. This was only done for security reasons according to the Trillant team. This shows that the security measures beginning was actually needed, and in order to protect also the investment itself. And basically there will be, or there could be at least, some further delays in the system, even though, as they mentioned here, also the back office looks quite simple to the individuals, and there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. But don't worry, the blockchain doesn't lose any information in the process as they do all these updates here. Now with the Trillant Block Explorer, and there is a link in here you can see in blue, they're providing you with a handy tool that allows you to monitor the transactions easily, and the Explorer offers insight into all the transactions and leads to more transparency about what is going on in the blockchain. And I'll show you what that looks like just in a moment. And then at the end they finish off here again, the Trillant team, basically explaining that your trust is important to us, which is why we successfully carried out a background update, Tuesday update to ensure that the back office continues to run smoothly and is ready and prepared for the future. And obviously we hope this will be the one and only time, but obviously it could be more. We'll have to see about that. The Trillant Block Explorer basically looks like this. You can go in and have a look and see the individual addresses, if something has changed, if things have gone through. So another way of just keeping track of your cryptocurrency transfers. If we have a look at the platform itself, we're also coming up to a deadline here. So basically for the 52 weeks, so all the individual staking packages that we have, the one you see on the screen here is only some of them. And you can see that we have now received 48 out of 52 weeks. So for our staking, where we are getting 50% in 1 year, there's only 4 weeks left to basically renew those ones here. And then we'll have to see what happens after that. Basically, I believe nothing other than the packages will be finished. The money will still be on the platform itself, but obviously we cannot get it out. And we can't really buy anything either with it at the moment. So to do the restaking, yeah, we definitely have to wait and see what that's going to happen. We think a lot of members is going to bump into this particular issue, so very, very shortly. Now, if we have a look at the 3 also, that has been in a positive spiral, and it looks a bit similar to what you saw on the BNB on the Bitcoin here. When we left it at last week, it was at 0.0002364. Since then, it has been moving up, and obviously not exactly trading similar to what we have seen on Bitcoin. But the trend has been pretty good for the last week, and we are now up at around 0.0003075, which is definitely a good improvement in the past week. Going over to another improvement, Money Tree. Well, it has been improving, but not for this particular week. For the low risk account, we actually see 0 in here. There is trades on the low risk account at the moment. They are in a drawdown. None of them have actually closed. And then you'll see the medium risk. We actually have some currency pairs that has been closed, and that's why we have made $92.32 or 1.9%. But then again, the high risk one didn't do that, and normally they are very, very similar. So this is the Blaze broker, and what that seems to indicate is some quick movements on the broker side, where basically the medium risk cashed in and the high risk one didn't. So we can see there's at the moment also a bit of a difference in the drawdowns on the medium risk one. They are a lot lower than they are on the low and the high risk ones in here. And obviously these quick movements sometimes doesn't basically translate to all individual accounts. They're closing at the same time, unfortunately, but that is the Forex for you. Now, why I took out the medium risk account here is that if you remember now about 186 days ago when we started this one here off, we obviously started with a $5,000 account, or in this particular case where it says 0. Since then, we actually managed to get around 1,200, and then we lost a bit. We gained it back almost $950 again. And then we have another huge drop, and we were basically in minus by about 800. So from there on, or even more, I think it was about almost 1,000 the first time, if we have a look, and 1,600 the next time, as you can see on the right hand side of the screen here. So this was back in June, and the other one was in July. Since then, we have made some adjustments once again here to the EA. It is cashing in a bit lower, but as you can see, it is cashing in very consistent. And that has now meant that the account is back into positive, only slightly positive, but definitely a good step forward. And the past week we have, as you saw here before, had the medium account make about $93 overall. So it is a good improvement. It has been a steady improvement where we haven't seen anything crash for quite a few months now, and let's hope it's gonna continue. The one that hasn't crashed too much either, apart from, well, we mentioned one account where we lost a bit of money last week, but let's first have a look at the profit retriever for week 33, the 5 EAs that did best. Once again, we can see that the Aussie Japanese number 2 has done the best of the week with $808 or 8.1%. The other Japanese signal we have in here, Aussie Japanese, is $707, so very close by, even though settings are different, 7.1%. And then we have the gold in here. outperforming silver. Gold had $648 or 6.5%, and the silver comes right after, $628 or 6.3%, and then finishing off with the FTSE 100 a bit lower with $529 or 5.3%. So overall, if you would have traded those top 5 EAs for the past week, you would have made $3,320 or 6.6%. Definitely a very nice little improvement compared to some of the previous weeks. Now again, we always have a look at portfolio. So this portfolio still consists of 25 accounts, even though we had, as we said, a bit of a crash where we lost about 6,000 on one account here. And I showed the trending graph for you last week. The history is now up to 589 days. We can see the weekly returns, 2% at the moment, monthly returns 8.5. And you can also see the little dip that they actually had, the accident on the account. Since then, you can see it has recovered pretty much most of it again. And if we have a look at the net profit so far for October, we can see that we are currently at $10,105, and we still have a couple of days to go where the account can do even more. So once again here, when you are trading in a portfolio, when you have a lot of different accounts, you can have one account actually go completely broke, which it didn't in this particular case, but we did lose about 6,000 on that account, so half of the account roughly. But we are still up 10 grand at the end of the day, and that is the force of the portfolio trading like this. You can obviously find a lot more details on our website itself. We have both the FTMO account, $200,000 portfolio that we try to trade. Is definitely well above the percentage that is recommended. But anyway, this is just another way of showing and playing around with these EAs. At the second button we have here is the Profit Retriever portfolio overview, and that's where you can go in and see the same graph as we also just showed you here now. And then further down, there's a couple of explanations as what you need, what kind of money that we recommend if you are trading some of the different metals, indexes, or Forex. It's all a bit different here. Some are more safe than others, and some should be left for experienced traders only. We are doing all of them just to show you here that they actually work, as you saw on the top 5 listing. Now we also made some videos. The last video, however, we made for the Profit Retriever 4-week review back of the top 10 results was for week 39. We are making new ones here again. So a couple of days after this particular video is going to come out, we will do another one. But when we looked at the last video here, it was actually $10,000 that was made over 4 weeks. And this is again just from 10 accounts. So pretty much stable all the way through most of these EAs here. You can obviously find a lot more details if you are interested in the Profit Retriever. You want to trade it yourself. Go and click on the Profit Retriever trading link in here. It has a lot of videos, has a lot of details that will basically guide you to all the materials that we have and the trading that we have done. Or you can go on the copy link trading, and that will take you over to Expert Forex, show you some of the links that are in here, how you have to set it up. And there's even some tutorial videos also for FX Blue, so you can better track your individual accounts. It's entirely up to you which way you want to go. Now, obviously, there's also the Trade Explorer. The Trade Explorer has been doing quite well in the past. There's no doubt about that. And we are now at week 43, where we have 22 pairs in here with $423 or 2.5%. So definitely did very well. The 10 pair one didn't do so well this particular week, only $165 or 0.9%. So it is a bit disappointing, but still at the end of the day, both of these accounts have made pretty much the same money within about $10–15, which is quite astonishing, where one has 22 pairs and set up in one way. The 10 pair one obviously only has the 10 pairs. Again, the settings are different, and then again you end up roughly with the same numbers on both sides. Very, very impressive. Now we have made this video, and this is now a long time ago, but these signals that we are showing you, the profits we are showing you in here, you can actually go and join the Expert Forex and also at the signals that we have there. There is signals available, and they are old, as you can see in here, so definitely worth having a closer look at. Now, last week I also showed you the Wave Forex Liberator and some of the signals that we have in here. These are just some of the ones that I'm testing at the moment, and the one New Zealand USD, which is on top up here, it's actually gone from 10 to 14% in a drawdown, but it's still doing okay overall. You can see the percentage is 4, 2, 3, 4, and obviously this is not that much, but again, this is $10,000 accounts, as you can see, and they've been going for 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 10, 10, 10, and 10 down here. And basically the idea is that you can use these settings. You can use them on a maybe $1,000 or $2,000 account, or you can also use them on the FTMO, proprietary trading in the future. So there's definitely options in here, but we are still doing a lot of forward testing, and we will provide you with more details and information as we get it. And if we have a quick look at just one of the accounts at the moment, so we can see it has made 5%, the maximum drawdown 4.4, and then profitable trades 73.7, and max deposit load was 12.3, trading activity 67.6%, and overall profit from the $10,000 we started off with was 532. And then we have the growth pattern in here. So August, where we started off, we only made 0.3%, September 2.3, and October 2.6. So again, pretty much steady as it goes, as it is right now. And then the next part is having a look at the drawdowns, and the drawdowns for this particular account, the maximum that we have seen is 4.5% or 4.4%. So it's keeping within the FTMO proprietary range that it should be, and obviously that is good news. Now, we also have a couple of videos that Alex has sent out this week, where basically he's showing you again if you can make 1 million by copying traders, and we are again talking about the copy link service that he has mentioned here many times, and that we are also providing signals to, basically showing that this is definitely possible. So if you are choosing a couple of different links in here, and he's also showing that with a couple of his live accounts. The second one find in here is also a new video, basically finding low drawdowns for the Forex robot. And he has been doing some more testing like the rest of us here, and come to the conclusions there are certain things you need to look for when you are setting up the EAs, and that is basically what he's trying to share with us here today. So if you're interested in trying to test and do more work on the Liberator versions here, then that is the video for you to watch. And that's what we had for you in this week's news report. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you thought it was catching and informative. And obviously, we're going to try and bring you the latest and greatest news once again next week. So until then, bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way, you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.